After 44 games, 24 has become 8. The last 8 of Spain, Germany, Portugal, France, England, Switzerland, Netherlands and Turkey, all now vying for European champion status. The quarterfinals created some blockbuster matchups, with 2 previous European Championship finals being replayed, as the repeat of the 2008 final sees Spain take on the host Germany, the other of which is a repeat of the 2016 final, where Portugal emerged victorious against then hosts France in Saint-Denis. Amongst them, we will watch England face Switzerland, with some interesting storylines surrounding that matchup, with impressive Switzerland and their disciplined but a progressive and positive football seeing them to this position against a pretty flat and lacklustre England, who by their own admission struggle against a back 3/back 5. And in the final of our clashes, we watched the 1988 European champions Netherlands take on Turkey, with Turkey's performances exceeding expectations of both their own fans and football fans as a whole. All 4 quarterfinals, alongside both semi-finals and of course the live final of Euro 2024, will be live here on LFS, with Watchalong commentary guiding you through each game with key stats, analysis and coverage. First, we watched the 2008 and 2012 European champions Spain take on the tournament hosts Germany, with both sides having proved very competitive and impressive so far. Who will just miss out on a semi-final place, and who will make the cut for the Final Four? Good afternoon and welcome to Euro 2024 Live as we get the quarterfinals underway. 7 games to go, 8 teams remain, and there can only be one winner. We start our countdown to the final today with just a week or so to go until we get clarification as to who are the 2024 European champions. We start, as I said, as we watch the 2008 and 2012 champions Spain taking on the tournament hosts Germany. And let's have a look at today's teams then. And Spain unchanged from their 4-1 win against Georgia in the round of 16. Unai Simon continues in goal. Dani Carvajal, Robin Lenormand, Aymeric Laporte and Marc Cucurella continue in defence. An unchanged midfield of Rodri, Pedri and Fabian Ruiz, with that cracking front 3 all the same, and Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal and Alvaro Morata, the captain. For Germany, 2 changes from their 2-0 win against Denmark. That comes at centre-back and in midfield. We start with the goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer, who is unchanged. A back 4 with just 1 change, as I said. Joshua Kimmich at right-back. Antonio Rudiger joined alongside Jonathan Tah in replacement of Nico Schlotterbeck. David Raum makes up the back 4. In midfield, Emre Can deputises for Robert Andrich, who's on the bench. He's alongside Toni Kroos, with Ilkay Gundogan, the captain, further forward. And a front 3 of Leroy Sané, Jamal Musiala and Kai Havertz continuing up front for Germany. Luis de la Fuente and Julian Nagelsmann face off as 2 of the top sides in the competition look for a spot in the Final Four. Kick-off in Stuttgart is next. A very good evening and welcome to Euro 2024 Live with me, Kevin Ferris, as we watch Spain against Germany, a repeat of the 2008 final from Vienna. We get underway in Stuttgart as these two countries vie for a spot in the Final Four. Of course, it's never happened before that a host nation in a quarterfinal has been knocked out 4 times, and all 4 times the host quarter-finalist has progressed. But can Spain buck that trend this afternoon? They've been regarded as one of the most impressive sides, one of the best performing sides, both up front and defensively in the tournament so far. And we'll see how the host Germany deal with the pressure of that, not only dealing with Spain, but also the pressure of being a host in this tournament, which so far they haven't really struggled with. Here's Nico Williams, one of the players of the tournament so far, plays it into Morata, who cuts it back, and an early shot there for Pedri, straight down the throat of Manuel Neuer. Not much pace on the shot, but it all comes from Spain picking up on the left-hand side of midfield. Nice reverse ball into the path of Nico Williams on the left. He's got time and space on the ball, plays a ball into Alvaro Morata in the box, and he just spins on his man, cuts it back for Pedri, who has his shot straight at the German keeper. Positive start there for Germany, or for Spain, sorry. Germany, a bit of work to do in the early moments. Although this isn't a good sign for La Roja, as Marco Correa has gone down after a slight collision with Emre Can a bit earlier on in the game. See that again. Kind of just a collision between the two. Yeah, it's inadvertent, that one on Marco Correa, but it didn't look good as he was down there. He's back to his feet and should be okay to continue, but for a moment there, I'm sure Spain were fearing the worst about that. Of course, Marco Correa, who has been up and down at Chelsea at his time in West London, I would have to say. He hasn't been the most consistent of players, but in this tournament for Spain, he's been very impressive, very consistent, and actually been one of their best players in terms of criticism coming into the tournament and maybe a few doubts about him in the tournament. He's actually played really, really well so far. He started 3 of their 4 previous games in the tournament, was on the bench against Albania when Spain made those 10 changes. But every game where they've had their strongest team out, he has started at left back, Marco Correa, in all 3 games that has happened so far. But this will be a close matchup. I mean, to say that Spain have been the best side, Germany have been probably arguably with them on that front. We talked about it in my round of 16 roundup. If you haven't watched the LFS podcast that we did earlier in the week, I would recommend that to you, just to watch over. And if you haven't had a chance to preview the quarterfinal teams, I did a full preview on that. You can watch that now on the channel. But basically, what I was saying in that was both sides very well matched. You can't call a game like this. It could come down to individual quality on the day, as Pedri's completely upended in midfield, and Germany complaining that the free kick was given, but Anthony Taylor, the English referee, very disciplined in his decision and certain in that Pedri was fouled there, that time by Toni Kroos. Yeah, completely upending his opponent, not only international level but at club level as well. Real Madrid and Barcelona players respectively. Pedri stayed down at the moment, grasping at his leg, so we'll see what happens there as the referee has a chat with the Spain captain Alvaro Morata. And Luis de la Fuente, the head coach of Spain, just having a chat with the 4th official for the moment. It's been a very kind of physical start. A few late challenges coming in from Germany. Maybe trying to impose their physical presence on Spain. Maybe give them the idea that they're maybe not going to have it all their own way. Spain, more often known to be the more technical side, the more possession-based team. Pedri is back to his feet after that clash with Toni Kroos and will be okay to continue. Anthony Taylor's certainly not had an easy start to this one, but so far he's done well, shall we say? Although, long way to go yet. Here's Unai Simon. An awful pass out there. Luckily, his midfielders were in the way, and Rodri, and he played a beautiful pass out to Nico Williams. Chopped in field. And again, ball in the middle, and another challenge comes in. Rodri went down that time against Gundogan, of course, former Manchester City teammates there. Spain got the free kick. Here's Lamine Yamal weaving his way through. Just cut out there in the end as Ruiz picks up the ball again. Spain keep possession, but certainly throwing in challenges, Germany. They're not afraid to throw themselves at the opposition at this moment. And there's another Spain player down at the moment. Trying to see who that is. It's Pedri again who's gone down, and Luis de la Fuente is really not happy on the sidelines. Again talking to the fourth official. Spain really, just see it again, Lamine Yamal trying to break his way through in between the lines. Had a bit of a tussle with Toni Kroos. That's not what we're interested in. That replay. Be great to see a replay of what happened with Pedri. It doesn't look good at the moment. Here we are. Pedri. That was the earlier one against Toni Kroos. He was completely upended by him. Very cynical challenge by the senior of the two. And he's again receiving treatment. And it's his left leg that seems to be the problem for Pedri at the moment. Very stop-start first 6.5 minutes in Stuttgart. As I said, this is the repeat. Well, before I'll talk about that, it looks like Dani Olmo is coming on, so I think changes are afoot here for Spain. He's ready and waiting to come on. He's doing a quick warm-up as Dani Olmo on the sidelines, so Spain eyeing up a substitution maybe. Well, Pedri is back to his feet. He's not comfortable, wincing as he walks across the pitch, and doesn't look like he's in a good way at the moment, Pedri, which is certainly not what you want to see. Pedri, who has had his injury concerns, his injury issues at Barcelona. Was injured at 3 different times last season. A long spell at the start of the season and 2 knocks at the latter half of the season. Very disrupted campaign for Pedri at Barcelona. And I think that will be his day over. Seemingly, Luis de la Fuente, the Spanish head coach, felt he was targeted by a few early challenges, and that's what sees him being surrounded by his teammates as he walks to the bench there. And Dani Olmo is on in the 21-year-old's place. So an early change for Spain. Certainly not what they would have wanted in the early moments. We'll see how they deal with it. Here's Unai Simon again for Spain. Certainly not really got going as of yet. Long ball forward out to find the head of Morata. Trying to flick it on, but no one was beyond him. So again, Germany try and play their way through. Jozo Kimmich. Back to Rudiger. Has to go all the back to Neuer. High press from Spain. Another aspect of their impressive showing at the tournament so far, that really intense press that Spain have, their persistence to block the opposition in their own defensive third, as Cucurella was seen past there, but Spain do win the ball back, although Nico Williams beaten off the ball by Emre Can. The ball comes back to Rudiger. That'll be another key battle for Germany. You know, we talk about Spain's persistence and their pressing and how high they press and how intense they press, but it's all about Germany winning the ball back and counter-pressing in that same sense. When they lose the ball, battling back and winning it back as quickly as they lost it is very important for the hosts, because you give Spain that time and space, you will be punished. But you cannot go toe-to-toe with them. You can get away past them, as we saw with the likes of Georgia in that first game. Yes, a much lesser opposition, no discredit to Georgia, but a much lesser opposition went for that similar approach, and in that first half against Spain actually got a bit of joy out of it, kind of breaking on that high press, and something that Germany will have to hone in on today. Certainly got pacey players on the break. Ta to Rom, just runs out of room there. Does Musiala, but well picked up by Gundogan. Trying to fling it forward just evades the path of Havertz. Get a bit muddled up there, Germany, but comes round the corner. Ball in to cross the box. Far too close to Unai Simon in the Spain goal as they try and counter Spain, but again, really good pressing there by Rudiger. Wins it back for Germany. Good battle as that ball out to the left is just ahead of David Raum, but positive there for Germany. Slight glimpses of the fact that they will try and counter press against Spain, and a glimpse of what they can offer on the counter in that moment. Flicked over by Morata. Ruiz out to Nico Williams. Up against Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich holding on well. Williams keeps the possession though. Cucurella. Ruiz back to Marc Cucurella. Ruiz, who we've seen score two very good goals so far in the tournament. Fabian Ruiz. That wonderful one against Croatia is one I will keep harping back to, but it was absolutely fabulous. The sheer skill of that goal was, I was in awe of it. Lenormand to Laporte. Spain, who of course hadn't conceded in the tournament up until the round of 16 game against Georgia. Here's Nico Williams. Tame effort, as you could hear from my voice. Not much conviction in that one, and the same from Nico Williams' effort there, just dragged wide. Unlike him, very impressive so far in the tournament, Nico Williams, as he ends up knocking over Joshua Kimmich off the ball. Maybe giving as good as he gets at the moment there, Nico Williams. Spain felt they were a bit out-muscled in the first 6 minutes. Nico Williams maybe doing a bit to get Spain back in that battle. It's really not much in it, to be fair. Well, this is where it will get trickier. Now, we've seen very good officiating in this tournament so far. Very kind of strong referees, not taking any sort of stick from the players and sticking to their decisions. Very kind of precise. As Spain come forward, Olmo trying to pip the ball around the defence, and Rudiger in the way, and it's going to be a free kick and a yellow card that's going to go Antonio Rudiger's way as he took down Dani Olmo as the Spain substitute was running through, pipped the ball away from the German defender, and he just clattered his way through Dani Olmo there. That Antonio Rudiger. And he ends up in the book. First player in the book. And if Germany are to progress to the semi-finals, which the 4 previous host quarterfinals have done, he will not make an appearance because he will miss the next match if Germany were to progress. After receiving that yellow card. This is certainly within shooting range of Spain. Lamine Yamal's had a free kick saved against Georgia. He's over this one alongside Dani Olmo. Can he go one better? Get it on target and into the net. Let's see. Very central, this free kick for Spain here. Bit to the right, just to the edge of the D. Olmo leaves it. Yamal! It was a low one, but it was wide. Bobbling that ball. Yeah, it went through the legs of one of the wall. Tried to catch the keeper out, trying to sneak it into the bottom right corner, but I think it took us. Actually, it went through the wall, right through the wall. It was just curling away from goal, that from young Lamine Yamal. Well, that's a lovely turn. The ball out to Ilkay Gundogan for Germany. He's got bodies flying forward. Nice takedown by Sane. That's again Germany beating off the ball in the final third. Nico Williams on the charge for Spain. They're going to counter the counter. Here comes Yamal. Now Olmo. Very open at the moment. Olmo. Out wide it goes to Morata. Bodies in the box. Alvaro Morata wants to have the shot himself, and Emre Can in the way. Wasn't the right decision from the Spanish captain there. He took a touch and it just allowed Emre Can that little bit of recovery time to block the shot that he knew was coming. Morata just about getting it off to Yamal, who was well marshalled off the ball, but Yamal battling back and keeping the possession on the right flank, although double teamed there. Ends up losing out. Gundogan, Havertz, space on that left again. Musiala breaking forward now for Spain. Or for Germany, sorry, against Spain. Nice ball in behind, the cutback will bobble its way through from David Rom into the hands of Unai Simon. Both sides targeting that counter-attacking pace at the moment. In this one, as Norman had the touch there to get it back to his keeper. Here's Olmo, 4-on-3 here for Spain. Down the right comes Yamal as Germany get one or two extra bodies back. But here's Ruiz in the edge of the box and wants to shoot over the bar. Already talked about his shooting prowess so far, Fabian Ruiz. He's certainly accustomed to a goal every now and again. And he almost had a good shooting chance there. Spain, who've dominated the early shots. 5 shots, that was their 6th shot of the game. That one from Fabian Ruiz. Germany without a kind of official shot in the game as of yet. Spain certainly applying the touches and the shooting in the final third. It's not the end product to go with it just yet. Which, of course, had been a kind of, I wouldn't say criticism as much, because criticism would be a bit extreme to say that it was for Spain. I would say maybe a bit of instruction. That the fact that they were a bit they were hitting it too nicely. They were trying to create that perfect goal against Italy. Ultimately, it was an own goal, and yes, they deserved the victory. No doubts about that. But sometimes Spain maybe just trying to go one step too far. Maybe overstepping the mark instead of doing the simple thing. They sometimes overcomplicate it. I mean, that's clutching at straws in terms of criticism for Spain in the final third. They've been one of the highest scorers of the tournament so far. At 9 goals in the tournament. 4 of which came against Georgia. And they scored 5 without conceding in the group. 1 against Italy, 1 against Albania, and 3 against Croatia. All keeping clean sheets in all 3 of those games. So not much criticism you can really throw at Spain whatsoever. And an opposition player is yet to score against them in the tournament. The only goal they have conceded was a Lenormand own goal against Georgia. Here's Leroy Sané. Again, blocked off well by Laporte, but had to rescue it out for the throw. Didn't catch it right. Ultimately, had to go out for the throw into Germany there. From Aymeric Laporte. Quite a number of former Manchester City teammates, those two there, Sané and Laporte. Another of those matchups. Used to play in Sky Blue. In the everlasting summer city of Manchester. Joshua Kimmich there, just offside. There's certainly been an influx of home support to this city. Of course, it is the home nation in Germany, and there's a sea of white inside this stadium this afternoon, the MHP Arena in Stuttgart. There is a little patch of red at one end of the stadium, but the vast majority of this arena is covered in white, which goes to the extent of maybe what the host fans, the fans of the hosts, Germany, know they might need to get behind their side to give them that slight edge against one of the best sides in the tournament so far. Nice ball from Kimmich. Just couldn't reach the head of Gundogan. Had made that run. Again, Spain clear it away. Germany recycle possession back with Tah. And Rom has to go back to Jonathan Tah. As Musiala tiptoes his way in the middle. Rudiger. Across to Kroos. Gundogan. Picking it up now. Ilkay Gundogan. Nice darter ball out to the right hand side. Finds Joshua Kimmich on the overlap. Looks to chip it into the box. The header is right into the hands of Unai Simon from Kai Havertz. He leapt well, but the header lacked pace and lacked any real venom to beat past the Spain keeper. It was a simple gather for Unai Simon. Not a bad header. Something Spain will have to worry about maybe as the game goes on, but a decent attack there from the Germans. Finished off pretty tamely by Kai Havertz. The battle there as Rodri wins the ball back for Spain. Lenormand. Do get involved in the chat. You're watching Spain against Germany in the Euro 2024 quarter-finals here on LFS with me, Kevin Ferris, guiding you through the action from Stuttgart as we build up to the live final in just 9 days' time at Euro 2024 from the German capital of Berlin. The moment, 21.5 minutes gone. It's Spain 0, Germany 0. So far, Germany have had the larger amount of possession, but Spain probably the better of the final third output at this moment in time. Ruiz. Cucurella. Down the line it comes to Nico Williams. He's measuring up his next target, but goes back to Cucurella. Ruiz. Now Laporte. He will maraud forward himself and had a decent effort from not a bad distance there from the almost the edge of the box. Hit it straight, but straight at Manuel Neuer, who gathered easily. But that could be another aspect to Spain's attack, that marauding kind of centre back breaking into a gap in the middle, if that was to be the case. Aymeric Laporte giving us the first glimpse of that little idea. Rudiger. Joshua Kimmich. Back to Antonio Rudiger. Cross comes to Toni Kroos. Out wide again it comes to Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich, of course, who's been at the vast majority of performers at Euro 2024 have been in the headlines for transfers, especially in the Premier League. Joshua Kimmich, one of them. Some eyeing up a move for the Bayern Munich man. Whether, of course, that will end up being the case, or whether that will happen, we're yet to find out. And I'm sure Joshua Kimmich will be reluctant to talk about his future at club level until this tournament has come to a close, by whichever means that may be. Here's Joshua Kimmich again, charged down by Morata, but a bit too much from Alvaro Morata, and it gets the German a free kick. Just a bit of a shove there by the Spanish captain. Catches Joshua Kimmich there. Free kick to the Germans. The Spanish fans, actually, I said there was a patch of red. Spanish fans are actually behind the goal that Germany are attacking in this first half, so that could be an intriguing factor. A set piece to defend here. A La Roja. I love saying that. La Roja. It has to be one of my favourite nicknames for one of these countries in the tournament so far. Here's Toni Kroos to take this free kick. Whipped in nicely. Again headed down, but again lacked any sort of pace on it from Jonathan Tah that time. And ultimately into the hands of the Spain keeper, Unai Simon. And Spain come away with the ball there, but Nico Williams deemed to have fouled a German there. Couldn't see who that was, but free kick given by Anthony Taylor, the referee. It was David Raum. 6 of one, half a dozen the other. There's not much in that. I mean, that's a bit whistle happy from the referee there. I don't think that was a foul. Really nothing in that at all. I think David Raum just lost his footing, ultimately. I don't think he had any contact with Nico Williams, but free kick to Germany anyway, of which Tony Kroos is over again. The delivery was fine into the box on his first set piece a moment or two ago. Have another shot at it. Another fizz delivery this time, at that one all the way through, but it's actually just flicked off the head of Aymeric Laporte in the process, and it will be Germany with a corner. Yeah, he just spotted the run of Rudiger at the back post, and that means Laporte just tried to nip it, get any sort of touch on it, and he does get a slight nick with his head, the top of his head, may I add, and that gets Germany the corner. The first of the game so far. Let's see how Spain defend it, or how Germany attack it, shall I say. Referee just sorting one or two issues out in the box for the moment. So they're ready to take it now. Kroos with a delivery, right-footed, all the way through. Not cleared away by Spain, but their keeper again comes up trumps. Strong hands to collect the ball comfortably. Fabian Ruiz. Nice ball into the space here from Rodri. Finds Nico Williams on the run. Looks to get to the byline, looking for the chip back. No one in there. Yamal was closest, but Tony Kroos got there ahead of him and cleared away. Although, nice battle back from Carvajal, who's taken down there. Dani Carvajal by David Raum. And it will be a free kick to Spain. And a yellow card as well, showing the way of the German. So David Raum joins his defensive teammate Antonio Rudiger as the two players that have been shown a yellow by referee Anthony Taylor. I mean, it's a free kick nonetheless. I don't know if about a yellow card, but the referee has got his standard, and that is his standard. David Raum in the book, his first of the tournament. Let's see how Spain attack a set piece. They defended one well a few moments ago. How will they do it at the other end from the same situation? Yamal and Nico Williams over it. They seem to be their designated free kick takers at the moment. Set piece takers, as Williams with the delivery. Up into the air it goes. Still not cleared away as Olmo has a half clip at it. And it's just going to come back for a Germany free kick here, as while Olmo took that shot, Ilkay Gundogan was fouled in the process, so therefore a free kick will go Germany's way. Yeah, accidental. He was in the process of taking the shot there, Dani Olmo. He took the touch and had it up in the air, taking it on the half volley, and Gundogan just got a foot in the way and inadvertently kicked unintentionally, by Dani Olmo, which got the German the free kick. There's another free kick coming Germany's way, and again one by Gundogan, and Lenormand in the book for that one. It's really might be getting out of hand. Lenormand there. Not really convincing. That's a really poor challenge. Really late that. Deserved the yellow card. And he will miss a semi-final if Spain were to progress. So Luis de la Fuente would have to find another centre-back if Spain were to find a way through to partner Aymeric Laporte at centre-back. Because Robin Lenormand will not play any part in a semi-final if Spain were to get there. The same with Antonio Rudiger, that is, for Germany. So both sides will be out, without a starting centre-back. Whoever that may be that does progress, they will be without a starting centre-back. Although that's nice from David Raum. Again, Chan climbed all over there by Nico Williams as Germany keep the ball. Ball fizzed out to the right-hand side. Sane was the target. Cucurella in the way. Goes out for a Germany throw. Game just not given the time to flow in the first half an hour so far. Still 0-0 between Spain and Germany in the first of 4 quarter-finals at Euro 2024. So we watch the 2008 and 2012 champions Spain take on the current hosts of the tournament, Germany. These two sides, the two single sides with the most appearances at Euro Championship finals. Germany the outright most, Spain second in that list. Gundogan trying to weave the ball through the lines, but cut out against Musiala, and Lamine Yamal trying to break forward. Ends up on the floor, does the 16-year-old against the very experienced Emre Can. Emre Can, who 30 years old, so on the more experienced side. And Yamal wins the free kick. Laporte. As Spain have the ball, there's jeers and boos heading round the stadium. Try and disrupt their play by the fans playing their part at the moment for the hosts. Rodri to Ruiz. Comes back again from Carvajal. Back to Laporte. Rodri. Lenormand. Carvajal steps in field. Just took a slight heavy touch. Well closed down by David Raum. Rudiger got caught out there on the ball. Got a bit lucky to get away with it though. Joshua Kimmich was in cover, but looked like he just kind of froze on the spot there. Antonio Rudiger. Didn't stop Spain's press, and they almost got a breakthrough, but just about held on to Germany there. Kroos. Gundogan. You see Havertz there coming deep, trying to play it through. Nice give and go between Olmo and I think that was Yamal there, I would believe, but didn't end up coming through. Certainly living dangerously, Germany, on those moments. They're trying to play through the midfield. They have been closed down quite a number of times, and Spain looking to kind of break on them intensely quick, and ultimately just about hanging on for the moment, Germany, on those occasions. But I think that will be something that Julian Nagelsmann will, a risk that Julian Nagelsmann will want them to take too often. Nice ball through the lines from Havertz, and Kimmich. The cross was straight into the hands of Unai Simon, but the flag was up anyway against him. Again, trying to provide that width for Germany. He did provide the width, but from an offside position. That's the second time he's been called offside in this game so far, Joshua Kimmich. So far, Germany have had more possession, 62% of the ball to Spain's 38%, but certainly not been as convincing in the final third with it, with only 2 shots compared to Spain's 6 so far, with both sides having at least 1 shot on target. Spain with 2 shots on target, Germany with the 1. So shots on target. That's a lovely takedown by Havertz, and again a tame finish. And another simple gather for Unai Simon. What a ball by Rudiger over the top. Havertz just stepped off his centre-back, dropped back off Lenormand, and took it down wonderfully first time and had the strike. But there was no pace and power behind it. And another simple gather for Unai Simon, but another threat from Germany in that area. And from Kai Havertz once again. Laporte. On the charge forward, seen his way through. Morata out wide to Yamal. Williams in the centre. Lamine Yamal trying to carve his way through, but ends up upended and cleared away by Germany, which gets a roar from the fans. And Lamine Yamal Certainly not afraid to take on a challenge. He's not going to win every single challenge. That is without doubt. That's a lovely ball by Olmo. Nico Williams, lovely step in! And he tried to sneak it in the near post. And it was just palmed round the corner by Manuel Neuer. I think the flag might be up though. Was it? Yeah, just offside. Nico Williams there. Lovely threaded through ball by Danny Olmo, but Williams just stepped a yard offside. A really good chance for Spain if he just held his run. Could have been a really good opportunity to take the lead. Ultimately, the flag went up. Less than 10 minutes to go with the first half. Spain 0, Germany 0. In the first of our quarterfinals, we have another one coming up a bit later on for you. Another repeat of a previous final. Portugal against France. A repeat of the 2016 final when Portugal were victorious. And we watch them a bit later on tonight. 8 o'clock kickoff on LFS. Ball back with Unai Simon again for Spain. Ruiz chips it back to Lenormand. Trying to be a bit more experimental with their passing, Spain. Unai Simon going for the old faithful, the long ball up the field. That time it didn't work out as Ta won the header and Chan brought it down. And ultimately foul there, Emre Chan. Free kick given away by Fabian Ruiz. Germany do very little with that possession there that they got from that free kick. They put it straight out for a Spain throw. Here's Ruiz. Out wide to Cucurella. It's a very well poised game. Very well matched, both sides in the early moments. Here's Nico Williams. Few lucky touches there. Cucurella back to Williams. Again, seen out well by Leroy Sané on the track back. Williams, who does keep the ball though for the moment, looks to try and break to the byline. Again, has to chop back. Well watched by Leroy Sané, who's staying well with him. As Rodri has to receive it and goes back to the other end as they switch sides now. Spain. Yamal. Morata. Ruiz, all the way back it comes for Spain once again, but patience is the watchword at the moment for the Spanish. Want to play it at their own pace. They want to be in control. Laporte to Nico Williams, again wants to chop in field, but well stopped by Joshua Kimmich, and has got the ball released to Kai Havertz, although he has completely run out of room there and he's cleared away as Danny Olmo comes forward for Spain and has the shot. Decent save by Neuer as Morata's picked it up in the box, looks to square it across and gathered back by Manuel Neuer. That was a decent effort by Danny Olmo. It all came from Kai Havertz trying to break himself, lost the ball, and Danny Olmo picks it up in space, decides to shoot from about 27 yards or something like that. Took a straight strike at Manuel Neuer, decent save. Ultimately latched upon by Morata, who couldn't do much more with it, but certainly a battle there as Musiala had to take a couple of challenges there before he won the free kick. Rodri was all over him, trying to trail him down. Ultimately trips himself up, Rodri, and ends up on the floor, but Musiala gets the free kick out of it. Jamal Musiala. I talked about Nico Williams being one of the performers of the tournament. I mean, Jamal Musiala has been an incredible sensation for Germany so far. Led them to this point. The tournament's joint top scorer. All three of his goals have been wonderful so far. At very different moments in games. Scored the second goal against Scotland, the opener against Hungary, and then the second goal against Denmark to seal the deal in the round of 16. 3 very well taken goals by another hot top youngster for the future, which has kind of been a theme throughout the tournament of the next generation of top quality footballers. I mean, we've seen kind of that balance between the next generation and that generation that we've watched in the top levels of football for 10, 15 years now, slowly coming to an end. The likes of a Pepe, a Ronaldo, to name a few from the Portugal squad. Toni Kroos, of course, here with Germany, with the likes, etc., etc., and a lot more, of course, as well, amongst them. And then that balance of the youngsters, the likes of a Musiala, a Williams, of course, Lamine Yamal, very, very young. The young English team as well. A lot of youth breaking through at Europe's top level, and we've got an exciting future for European football, let me tell you. From what we've seen so far in this tournament, we've got quite a lot of great footballers on the way to the highest of levels to come, and these two countries certainly have their fair share of those. We surpassed the 42nd into the 42nd minute, so a couple of minutes before the interval. And at this point, I would say that both sides would be pretty contented with where they are based on this. And I'll do a full analysis and dive into the first half at half time, but at the moment, pretty contented, I would say, both sides have been from this first half so far. Joshua Kimmich. Back to Rudiger. Rudiger, again, taking his time on the ball, no hurry to go anywhere. Other than back to his keeper, Neuer. Out wide it goes, floated out to Joshua Kimmich, controls well. Finds Chan, who was battled well against by Rodri. As Rodri wins the ball fairly. Chan tries to battle back, but Rodri strides away and feeds it down the line here to Nico Williams with a lift into the box. Too much on that one to find Olmo, and too much on the bounce for Lamine Yamal to chase to the other side. Throw into Germany. Decent effort, but the cross maybe just not accurate enough from Nico Williams there. Ultimately, Germany get the throw in on the opposite side. Throw down the line there from the Germans. Spain ultimately win the possession as Germany can't break out of that intense press from Luis de la Fuente's team. Lenormand. Laporte. Cucurella. Back to Aymeric Laporte. Now back to Unai Simon. Again, both sides maybe not taking that extra risk before half time. Just maybe, as I said, a bit contented with what they've got so far, as Carvajal linking up well with Yamal and almost breaking a way through, but again, well closed down was Carvajal there. Ruiz, though, gets it back. Morata spins round the corner, finds Yamal on the right, tries to feed it into the box, but again, charged down as Germany scramble it clear. That was really well composed. They could have really lost their heads there, Germany. A lot of Spanish bodies in and around the box, trying to impose themselves, but they cleared it well. The last 30 seconds of the first 45, we'll see how long will be added on. Was a very stop-start beginning of the game. Of course, we saw Pedri taken off as Yamal on the spin. Had the shot from a good distance and always bobbling towards Manuel Neuer, but you never know from that distance. Lovely turn and spin, dragged the defender infield, kind of pushed him forward and spun Jonathan Tah like a bottle top, but just couldn't add the finish from that range, as we will have 2 added minutes at the end of the half. Again, poor pass there from Germany, giving the possession away. Here's Nico Williams on the right, linking up with Yamal. We'll drop it back to Carvajal. There's bodies in the box. Don't want to eye up the cross just yet. Here comes Nico Williams. Cuts it back to Rodri. Again, not much space to break forward. It's the Norman now. Rodri again. Lots of bodies up for Spain. As they spin it out to Cucurella. Trying to carve up that one moment that could give them that extra edge towards the end of the first half. Laporte. Ruiz. Carvajal very central now. Space to break forward. Carvajal lays it off to Olmo. Couldn't get the return ball, Danny Olmo. Germany intercepting, but Cucurella battles back well. Wins it fairly. Here's Rodri now. Morata just overstepped the ball. Lost the possession as Cucurella battling again, as Germany given the advantage here, but lots of challenges flying in, and Germany will get the free kick. My goodness me. Where did that burst of energy come for the last 30-40 seconds or so? Cucurella was flying into challenges everywhere. The ultimate one that he concedes the free kick on is the challenge ultimately with Ilkay Gundogan. Should be the last credible action of the first half, this. And there we are. A few touches after the free kick, and that's the half-time whistle. 45 minutes gone until another half to come at least here in Stuttgart, and nothing to separate the two top performers at Euro 2024 so far. Maybe lacking that extra clinical quality at this moment in time, but at the moment it's finally poised for the second half. Half-time in Stuttgart in the first of our 4 quarterfinals. It's Spain 0, Germany 0. Analysis on the way next. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live on LFS. Half-time in our first quarter-final. We're bringing to you all 4 quarter-finals, as you can see on your screen. Spain 0, Germany 0 at the break. Nothing to separate the two sides at the interval, but I brought to the point, and I'll go fully diving into it here on this half-time analysis on that first half. I mentioned that both sides would be pretty contented with that first half, I would have to say, because ultimately they both held decent possession, they both had good attempts, they had both had decent spells in that first half. It kind of ebbed and flowed at times, a bit stop-start to begin the game. The flow really couldn't be found, but we got to a point where we were finding a bit of a flow in the game, and maybe when that was the case, maybe Germany maybe edged it a slight bit more. They did, for the majority of that first half, hold more possession, Germany, and they just edged the possession at half-time. We'll get to the stats in a moment. But ultimately, as I'm saying, neither side have conceded. Ultimately, on the other counter-argument to that, neither side have scored. But I would say that 0-0 is a better result, obviously, than being 1-0 down at half-time in a quarter-final, because you can build from that. In a sense, both sides will know they haven't given their best in that first half. Both sides will know that they've got a lot more to give in the game in the second half. But that first half of keeping a clean sheet, not giving anything away, not giving an advantage to the opposition, is the basis that you can build on for the second half for these two teams. And I think Luis de la Fuente and Julian Nagelsmann will be kind of relaying that message to their players at half-time at this moment in time, because ultimately it's not an easy contest for these two. Spain, and Germany both won their groups. They both have high expectations coming into the tournament. They both have high expectations from the games that we've seen them play so far. So ultimately, it's not an easy game for either team, because they're coming up against a really good opponent. And that's what makes it so intriguing, on a knife edge, kind of all those adjectives to go with it. And that's why I'd say both sides would be contending with that first half, because they haven't given anything away. Equally so, they haven't got any advantage for themselves, ultimately. But in the end, I would have to say that Spain, probably in terms of their final third play, have been more efficient. Maybe not massive goal threats, either teams in that first half, on the basis of the chances they've created. In terms of what are the chances they're going to score from that? From the XG, it's pretty low. So although Spain have 8 shots, it's not really converting into a really good goal-scoring chance so far, I would have to say. But Spain certainly getting into the final third and getting those shots off and finishing off their attacking moves better than Germany at this moment in time. But Germany, when they do make those moves, they are slightly more threatening with them, I would have to say, at this moment in time. So basically, there's not much between the two sides. There's not much to really kind of talk about ultimately, other than the fact that maybe the big moment of the half, Pedri going off, that's kind of one of Spain's top performers in the tournament so far. Pedri, I mean, I talked about that midfield and I said, maybe, I don't want to blame myself, but maybe I scuttled it and kind of jinxed it, in saying that if they keep that midfield fit, they could really win this tournament. And Pedri, who has had a very disrupted injury kind of record, as I said, injured at 3 different occasions in the last campaign for Barcelona. I said that if they keep them fit, they could win this tournament. And Pedri, of course, as I said, with his record, maybe that wasn't realistic. But at the same time, he was kind of, and Luis de la Fuente was kind of explaining his frustrations to the fourth official inside the first couple of minutes, because they were hacking in challenges, Germany. I mean, I said it in the early moments, they're not afraid to put in a challenge here and be very physical, because they're throwing them in, they're flying in everywhere. And maybe that was a predetermined idea from Germany, I don't know. Maybe it was just a feeling in the moment from the team that maybe they needed to assert a bit of kind of a moment and say, look, we're not going to allow you to play your tippy-tappa, tiki-taka kind of free-flowing, moving football in between the lines. We're going to put challenges in, and you're going to have to get ready for them, because they're coming. Maybe that was a predetermined thing from Germany's point of view, to maybe kind of give Spain that kind of little early scare, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, no one would go in with a malice of trying to injure a player. Obviously not. And I'm not alluding to that or kind of stating that's the case whatsoever from Germany's point of view, but maybe just to add that physical presence to say to Spain that it's not going to be a straight skill battle. We're going to try and battle with you physically. And so far I think they've been decently successful with that in moments. They've kind of enticed Spain into make a few challenges, get them a few free kicks, maybe a yellow card as well. They've battled well with that. I think Spain need to rise above that in the second half if they are to progress and if they are to go through and get the better of Germany. I think the way they performed against Italy, in a sense, they rose above that in that game, where Italy tried to go for that kind of physical technique as well against them and battle against it, but they rose above that. Spain, they let their skills and their football do the talking and not the physical challenges and not that kind of gritty game that they don't lean into Spain. They let the kind of skill-based, possession-based tapping football, one-touch football, do the talking in the game, and ultimately that got them a result against Italy. But in the end, I would say Germany continue with that, because at the moment they're getting a bit of joy out of it with those battles. But I wouldn't say that would be the be-all and end-all for Julian Nagelsmann. Of course, Germany want to play good football themselves. We've not seen a massive glimpse of great football in that first half. I don't think we've had kind of persistent quality attacks. I think we've kind of lacked that in the first half. I think some of the attacks have been pretty premature in their endings, shall we say. They've been pretty easily well defended, and that's credit to both defences in that front, but also at the same time, I would make the argument that attacks that maybe up to that top level yet, we've not seen Jamal Musiala unleash his pace, neither Leroy Sané on the opposite side. The same with Nico Williams or Lamine Yamal for Spain. The wingers not really unleashing that bursting quality at the moment at this point of the game. But of course, another 45 minutes and they can unleash equality on the flip of a coin of these two sets of teams. So certainly still very much in the balance. Spain 0, Germany 0. Let's run you through the first half stats then from that half. Germany with just edging the possession. They had over 60% possession at one point in the half, but ending the half with just 53% of the ball, so narrowly edging the possession. Spain 47%, of course. Shots in that first half, as I mentioned, Spain had 8 shots, Germany 3 shots, but Spain 4 of those on target, Germany 2 of their shots on target. So Germany on the efficiency level, Spain 50% accurate in the final in terms of their shooting. Germany 67% accurate, so there is that slight difference, although Spain have shot on more occasions ultimately in that first half. Germany had the only big chance of the first half, which I was wondering what it was. I'm still yet to find out what that was ultimately. Germany with the only corner that first half, Spain without a corner in the first 45. Just the one for Germany on that front. Again, not much between the passing. But one thing I would bring to conversation, in terms of touches in the penalty area, single digits for both teams. Spain 6 touches in Germany's penalty area, Germany 8 touches in Spain's penalty area. In terms of their final third entries and final third passes accuracy, in terms of entries to the final third, literally one in it. Spain have entered the final third 24 times, Germany 23 times. When they've got into the final third, Spain have made 67 passes, 78% of those are accurate. That's 52 out of their 67 passes have been accurate in the final third. And with less passes in the final third, they have less accuracy, Germany, in the final third so far. 33 of their 49 passes in the final third, that's 67% are accurate, which means it is Spain being more accurate on that front, which goes back to my point of them being better getting into the final third, but when they do get into the final third, they're getting their shots off a lot better and their passing's a lot more crisp. Spain, Germany, maybe one touch, one pass, final third combinations at this moment in time. There's been 6 saves in the game, which is interesting. Goalkeeper saves, but they've been simple saves. They've not been magic saves or kind of worldy saves. Nothing to the effect of Mert Günok of Turkey against Austria. Nothing to that effect so far. 6 saves, 4 for Germany, 2 for the Spanish keeper in that first half. Right, the second half in Stuttgart between Spain and Germany is on the way in just a moment, where it is 0-0. Don't forget as well, we have 3 more games to come for you from the quarterfinals, and we'll keep an eye on the Copa America quarterfinals as well. Last night, Argentina, the holders, scraped through on penalties. Now, no extra time up until the final of the knockout stages of the Copa America. So last night, after a 1-1 draw in normal time between Argentina and Ecuador, it went straight to penalties. Lionel Messi missed his first penalty, but Ecuador missed their first 2 penalties, and therefore Argentina ultimately coming out 4-2 winners on top, with the final penalty scored by Nicolas Otamendi. Others, Gonzalo Montiel, Alexis McAllister and Julian Alvarez. Montiel, of course, who scored the winning penalty in the World Cup final for Argentina. So Argentina through to the semi-finals. The holders into the last 4. Can one of these 2 former winners of the European Championships make it through to the last 4? One of them will, but who will it be? The second half between Spain and Germany is on the way next here on LFS. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024 Live. Second half from Stuttgart on the way in a moment. But don't forget, a bit later on, we watched a repeat of the 2016 final as Portugal take on France in the quarter-final a bit later on tonight. 8 o'clock as we watch that one from Hamburg. That is going to be a wonderful game. A bit later on, we'll not hype it up too much because the last time we hyped up a game that France were involved in, it ended up 0-0. But that was a group game, so we'll not go there. Germany iron up a change at half-time. Florian Wirtz and Robert Andrich are both ready to go. Whether they'll come on at half-time, we will await and see. But they've both got their shirts on and ready to go, so they might be ready to come on. The two of their changes from this game. Of course, Florian Wirtz isn't one of those. But Robert Andrich was one of those changes for Germany. This afternoon he came out for Emre Can. So we'll see. Maybe Spain eyeing up a change as well. So both sides eyeing up some changes at the break. Not happy. Maybe not as content as I thought they would be with that half-time scoreline. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already here on LFS. And do follow us on socials, on X, Instagram and TikTok. All the links and handles you need are in the live video description. Appreciate you for being here with us on LFS. As Spain make a change at centre-back, Robin Lenormand has come off, and Nacho Fernandez, or Nacho as he's more commonly known, has come on. So change to centre-back for La Roja. For the Germans, I think they are making changes. Robert Andrich has got purple hair, purplish pink hair. He's had his hair dyed for this one. It looks to be he's ready to come on. He's coming on. Robert Andrich. And Florian Wirtz is alongside him. So a double change for Germany at half-time. And it's going to be Leroy Sané for Wirtz. So a straight swap at right wing. And Wirtz might go to left wing, but they can interchange Musiala and Wirtz. So Wirtz on for Sané. And Robert Andrich is also on here for Germany. And he's replaced Emre Can. So 3 changes in total at half-time. 2 for Germany, 1 for Spain. And all have been made as we get ready to get the second half underway inside the MHP Arena in Stuttgart. And there we are. Spain get us going for another 45 minutes of knockout football at the European Championships, where at this moment in time there is nothing to separate these two teams. Spain and Germany highly contesting this matchup. And at the moment, both kind of cancelling each other out, shall we say, as Florian Wirtz there, penalised for an early challenge on Aymeric Laporte. Tried to press for the ball and caught the left boot of Aymeric Laporte there, so free kick to Spain early in the half. Made a very stop-start to the first half, and maybe just another. And Aymeric Laporte certainly not in the best of ways after that challenge. Doesn't want to follow suit of Pedri. Doesn't look to be the case so far, although Luis de la Fuente is pointing at something on the bench. Not for the moment, anyway. Laporte is okay to continue. As Nacho wins his first header. Andrik wins his first header as Nacho puts it back to his keeper in Unai Simon. Nice switch ball from Simon. As the infield run from Carvajal comes in. Olmo now. Finds Nico Williams on the left. Just inside the box, Williams looks to chip it across. Yamal with a takedown. Looks to feed it into the path of Morata, whose shot goes over the bar. Really good effort. The front three of Spain linking up really well there. That would have been a massive goal if they'd have found it. Nice takedown by Yamal, and he just threaded it through two German players, sorry, in the box. Morata holding off a centre-back and Jonathan Tah spun him again and just tried to slide at the ball. Lost his balance and just tried to keep the shot going towards goal, but got underneath it and kind of scooped it over the bar. That was a really good chance early on for Spain there. Germany maybe getting a bit lucky. Certainly not convincing from Jonathan Tah, though. He's been spun quite a number of times tonight. He's not been punished for it yet, but something to watch. Here's David Raum. Trying to squeeze it through the lines. That was a lovely touch by Wirtz. Havertz out to the right-hand side. Finds Joachimik. Back to Andrik, who will sweep one, and that was swept well wide. Goal kick. Or even maybe throw-in, actually. It went that well wide. You kind of sweep it across the box, and yeah, it was always curling out. No, it was going for a goal kick to Spain. Not much of a threat in that one. Simon will go long again. Header flicked on by Olmo, but that one again too much for Nico Williams to gather. And Germany get the throw in on the right hand side. Kimmich. Down the line it goes. Flicked on by Gundogan that time, with the two Spanish centre-backs dealing with that moment. It goes out for a Spain throw off Joshua Kimmich. So we're just seeing Pedri, who did come off in the first few minutes of the game. He's got his left leg kind of around of his knee area, well strapped up at this moment, so that doesn't look particularly good for Spain, especially this late in the tournament. With just 9 days to go until the final. Any player that does find themselves injured at this point would find themselves in a bit of trouble if they were to get to that final. Anthony Taylor again blowing his whistle. This time yeah, it's a foul by Dani Carvajal. Just saw the second phase of that. It was a free kick. Just kind of tried to rescue the ball and stretched out and took out Jamal Musiala in the process. One key factor about these teams, Germany more so, is their kind of involvement of their substitutes in terms of goal scoring. Germany love a goal from a substitute, especially their most fruitful substitute, Niklas Füllkrug, who loves to come on late in games and deter centre-backs and kind of terrify them in a sense. Morata gets the free kick there off Jonathan Tah. It's the late elbow by the German centre-back, the Bayer Leverkusen centre-back. At the moment he is. But some information to suggest that maybe it might switch to another German side. Jonathan Tah and one of Bayern Munich, but just rumours at the moment. Here's Lamine Yamal for Spain. Looks to square it across, and that's a really carved well effort. Dani Olmo for Spain. That was perfect Spanish football. Spain have maybe overcomplicated things at times in this first half, but they do the simple thing, and it bears fruits for La Roja, who take the lead in Stuttgart. And Dani Olmo, who scored the 4th goal against Georgia, continues his form by scoring the 1st goal against Germany. Set up by Lamine Yamal. Just a simple square ball across the edge of the box. I mean, it's crazy how simple it is. Played nicely through the lines. Morata coming deep, plays it wide to Yamal, and he just takes time on the ball. No one tracking the run of Dani Olmo. And Yamal just squares it across, and striding onto it was Dani Olmo, and just swept it into the bottom left corner. Well past Neuer, who was outstretched but couldn't reach it. And Spain take the lead in Stuttgart. The deadlock eventually broken. Dani Olmo's 2nd goal at the tournament in 2 games. Spain leading by 1 goal to 0. Maybe that could open us up. Send the players to take a few more risks and give us that glorious attacking football that we wanted. So far we haven't seen. It was just really simple from Spain, and quite shocking, mainly from Germany's point of view, at how simple it was. I mean, it was literally 3 passes from their centre-back to the goal. The pass from the centre-back into Morata to Yamal, and Yamal across. As Germany want to respond quickly! Oh, and Musiala again cleared away. As Yamal coming deep to help out. Challenging, but well kept by Rom. As he's sent back, though, Toni Kroos. Chris says, just tuning in, and boom. Indeed, Chris. It might be the lucky charm this game needs. Spain with the first blood. Indeed. Could it be pivotal in this game? Although Germany responded well. Here's Jamal Musiala. Chop back to Gundogan. Into the box it goes. Cucurella clears. Andrich with a poor pass. Gives it away to Nico Williams. Nice 1-2 between Morata and Williams, and Spain on the brick again. Williams trying to thread it through. Olmo on the run, but well watched by Antonio Rudiger. Well dealt with by Germany on that occasion. As they try and stride forward now. Gundogan. Down the right comes Joshua Kimmich. On the overlap now is Wirtz. The ball in. Gundogan was stretching. Again hooked away by Rodri. And kicked up the field by Fabian Ruiz. And this game really has started to come to life now. A goal is maybe just what we needed. Open this up a bit as Musiala not shown the time and space on the edge of the box to have a shot there. Charged down well. Carvajal. Rodri. Goes all the way back to Laporte at a blistering pace, that ball. Deals with it well as Simon clears his lines. Flicked on in the midfield by Morata, and a nice turn by Nico Williams. Finds Lamine Yamal. On the run again, look at that, carving his way through. Williams, wonderful combinations. And Williams couldn't make the end of it. Yamal and Williams there were just passing between each other. It was like there was no one else on the field to play there. Ultimately didn't come to nothing, but those are the type of players that will change this game for Spain on that counter-attack. Got the pace, they've got the quality, they've got the skill on the ball to not only beat defenders, but just break challenges and skip their way through. Wirtz. There's it back. Gundogan back to Florian Wirtz, and blocked off that time by Ruiz, who just nicked the ball in time as Nico Williams ends up on the floor by Robert Andrich, and will be a free kick to Spain. Yeah, very late there. Robert Andrich nowhere near the ball, and I think he's found himself in the book. He has. I didn't want to say it until I got confirmation, but Robert Andrick, not long on the field long, 11 minutes or so, but he's already got himself a yellow card. And now, Julian Nagelsmann is going to flip the switch and make changes. And this is going to get interesting. Ilkay Gundogan and David Raum are coming off, and replacing them will be Nicholas Füllkrug is one of them. I know that much. And Mittelstadt. Maximilian Mittelstadt. So Mittelstadt and Füllkrug on for David Raum and Ilkay Gundogan. Certainly got a dominating centre forward in Nicholas Füllkrug in there now. They've also got the height of Kai Havertz, who isn't bad in the air as well. So they've got two target men in there. And Jumat says, Ghost being go, and Chris says, is Kai on the pitch? Kai Havertz is, yes. Still on the field of play, which makes it interesting. Germany, two very tall centre forwards. Kai Havertz just dropping a bit deeper, actually, as I'm watching here at the moment. Füllkrug, the out-and-out centre forward, with Kai Havertz dropping as kind of like a support striker at the moment for him. Spain playing it through the lines well. That's a lovely combination. Here's Dani Olmo down the right hand side. Again squares it across, but Rudiger to half clear it. That's a lovely step in by Rodri though. Bricks the ball away. Morata. Again the ball cleared by Germany. Both sides upping the level a bit. With a long way to go. Spain lead by 1-0. Dani Olmo's sweeping finish, giving La Roja the lead in Stuttgart. Set up by Lamine Yamal. As Musiala, heading back towards his own goal, gives it to his opposite number, Dani Olmo. Rodri. Back to Laporte. There's a bit more pace about the game, a bit more kind of energy and urgency about the match now. We're kind of teetering, just tiptoeing around the field for a long while, and not really much urgency in either of the teams, but a lot of urgency now as Germany get the ball and want to get it forward as quickly as they receive it. Here's Florian Wirtz to get to the byline. Kukurea chucking him. The cut back to Kimmich. The cross headed away by Laporte. Nico Williams tried to guide that one out, but ultimately it goes for a German throw. Chris says he's been quiet. He did have one or two moments in the first 10-15 minutes, but not major impact, shall we say, from Kai Havertz. But let's see how he does here. Mittelstadt. Havertz was there in a mix, but couldn't get on the end of that one as it's cleared away. Kimmich. Now Rudiger. Another cross whipped in. Laporte. Not a convincing header. Does be taken down by Lamine Yamal, who's charged all the way back to his own byline, and Mittelstadt to intercept. But a poor pass. Got a bit too excited there, backs Mittelstadt, and give the ball away. Germany a lot more energetic in their approach. Here's Florian Wirtz. Shot took a slight deflection. Will be a German corner. And the energy, you can feel it in the stadium. The atmosphere is just lifted. The Germans much more optimistic, despite being behind. Their side responding well. And the crowd responding well to their team's response. Reacting well, shall I say. We'll see how they do from this set piece. A lot of height in there now for Germany. Toni Kroos to take the corner. 60 minutes gone. 1-0 to Spain as Kroos's corner's whipped in. Again, clearly headed away. That was Laporte. There's Wirtz to try and deliver back in. And that one, as you can tell, was certainly not threatening. Goal kick Spain. Just seeing the goal again. It's a wonderfully made move. Simple in its nature, but beautiful in its kind of watchability. So smooth, so fluid, so fluent. Fabulous. And one of the points I made, if you haven't watched the podcast that we do have up on the channel, the Round of 16 Roundup, do watch it. It's on the channel now, in our live section, so it'll be alongside the live streams. Do click on it. Do watch it if you haven't done so already. But what I said in that one about Spain, they make difficult things look so easy. The best sides make the difficult parts of the game look so easy. So far in this game they haven't, but in that goal they did. It was difficult to move between the lines. It was difficult in those moments to make it look so simple, but they did it, and that's what shows their quality. As Cucurella under pressure there, has to put it behind for the corner. Maybe a bit of nerviness about Spain here for a second or two. So going to make a change of their own now, and it's going to be Lamine Yamal who's going to make way. 16-year-old who turns 17 in 8 days' time on the 13th, the day before the final. And he looks pretty disappointed, Lamine Yamal, coming off. That's what you probably want to see in your player, that he wants to continue, wants to make an impact. So far, he's looked really well. He's got an assist, of course. Still only 16. And coming off there. And he's going to be replaced by Ferran Torres, another quality player. He plays at Barcelona, along with the man who's just replaced. There's Germany ready to take this corner. So we've seen another one of those tussles in the box, which referee has to iron out before the corner can be taken. Rudiger and Nico Williams that time. It's Kroos with a delivery. Outswinger, sorry, and the header over the bar by Niklas Füllkrug. He popped up Füllkrug well. He broke free, and Laporte was in and around the vicinity, but he wasn't getting anywhere near Niklas Füllkrug there. The header not the most accurate from the German number 9. And Chris says, probably the best player today. I'm guessing you're talking about Lamine Yamal, because I did a bit of a relay on him there. I mean, I could talk all day about Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams and the quality of these Spanish players. I said it in the podcast, I've said it in all of my commentaries. I could wax lyrical about Spain all day long, from now until the final begins. No guarantees they'll get to the final, obviously, but I could talk about them for that long. It's just glorious to watch. But a bit more hard fought in this game so far. Rudiger to lift it into the box, but again, well watched by Unai Simon. It's clearly the target from Germany. Get those early crosses in, target the height advantage that they may have in the box. Referee's played the advantage here as Havertz picks the ball up for Germany. Cross now for Andrik. Trying to play it in between the lines, in and around the edge of the box here. Wirtz. Musiala again well closed down, and there's a challenge in there on Rodri. Will get Germany, get Spain, sorry, the free kick. Musiala not happy. Felt he was fouled initially, but he just lost his footing and then tried to go in for the challenge. And it was Morata, sorry, that ended up getting that free kick out of it. Doing some celeb spotting in the crowd. I saw Gerard Piqué a bit earlier on in the crowd, amongst many others, watching this battle of two titans of European football. As in years gone by, most certainly. Actually, these two were the dominant teams when European football dominated the world stage for a number of years. 2008 European champions Spain. They won the World Cup in 2010 and the Euros in 2012, and then Germany were the world champions in 2014. These two teams combined dominated world football and European football for around 6 years. At 4 different international tournaments. That's lovely from Kai Havertz. Breaking through, trying to find Fulkrug on the run. Ultimately seen off there by the Spanish defence. Once again, they're covering and their recovery speed. Spain, another impressive factor to their weaponry. The wide array of their weaponry so far that we've seen. Their strength defensively is one of those, as Olmo pulled down as he tried to run through, and Tony Kroos is the one that's going to be penalised for that, and he's going to get a yellow card, Tony Kroos. Of course, we don't want to mention what could happen if this this scoreline stays as it is, but it would happen that the man in question that's just got the yellow card will have an end to his career. Of course, said that at the end of this tournament he will call the end to his career. He won the Champions League at club level. I mean, the European Championships on your home turf would be the top of the icing on the cake, shall we say. But moment not going in Germany's way or his way at this moment in time. Spain with a free kick, chipped into the box. Rodri across. Olmo was looking to eye one up, but hooked away that time by Germany. Musiala tries to dart it forward, but that one all the way through to Unai Simon, and again caused little to no threat to Spain. Some worried faces amongst those German fans. I did mention that record, that I will read it again. No host nation has ever been eliminated at the quarter-final stage of the UEFA European Championships. All 4 previous host quarter-finalists have progressed. England, and against a penalty shootout against Spain in 1996. Netherlands against Yugoslavia in 2000. Portugal against England on penalties in 2004. And France against Iceland in 2016. Germany could be the first team not to do that, to not follow suit. Here's Nico Williams trying to weave his way through. Well stopped by Kimmich and Rudiger there. Closing him down. Shows to his quality that he has to be doubly marked to stop him in his tracks. Mittelstadt. Musiala now to Wirtz into the box. Not much space to manoeuvre as Mittelstadt goes for the cross. Flicked off the head of Havertz. Fulkrug cuts it back. Andrik. Big save by Simon. Still alive. As Unai Simon gathers. Maybe a call of handball against Cucurella there, but not from what I can see. Good, well carved out move. Mittelstadt with the early crossing. Maybe Fulkrug was just offside when Havertz headed that ball. Fulkrug with a cutback and Andrik with the strike that was saved. But that moment, it's got the German crowd up because they felt they should have got a penalty. But I don't think there's anything in that from my point of view. And I don't think the officials feel there was anything in that either, as we're playing on. Just over 20 minutes to go in Stuttgart. We've seen late drama before. I'm certain we'll see it again, but whether it will be in this stadium, in this game, Germany need it to be. Otherwise, the hosts, not on the same footing as anyone else, they won't be heading home. They are home, but they will be heading out. Still time on the clock for it to swing. 1 goal the difference. We've seen sides in a much worse position claw it back. Oh, that's a wasted pass by Alvaro Morata. An unnecessary one that gifts Germany the possession. And Spain looked in control there for a moment or two. I talk about the host nation having a good record at this stage of the tournament. Germany themselves have an excellent record at this stage of a tournament as well. This is their 19th quarter-final tie at your international tournament level. That's 14 at World Cup level and their 5th European Championship quarter-final. That's the most of any European nation at the 2 major tournaments. Although here's Kai Havertz. Blocked again. Starting to find a few breakthroughs here. I'll talk about that stat in a moment. Mittelstadt. Ta. Tries to swing it out to the right flank, but closed down by Cucurella and Nico Williams to carve out for Spain. Need to fine-tune that balance at the moment, Spain, between not overcommitting but also not dropping too deep to invite pressure to a side that would love to whip early crosses in. It's what they've been doing since Füllkrug's entered the fray. Here's another one, and the header is wide by Füllkrug. Didn't get much height behind that one, and not much accuracy to go with it either. Well off target that from Füllkrug. Havertz's shot earlier, charged down by Carvajal, in the way. As I was saying, by the way, before I was rudely interrupted by Germany having their chances, yes, Germany have the best record of any team. Their 19th quarter-final tie. That's the most of any European nation at international tournament level, with 19, 14 at the World Cup, 5 at a European Championship. And they've progressed from 15 of their previous 18 at all. As here's Ferran Torres coming forward for Spain. Taken out there. And the referee's going to give him a free kick for that. The assistant referee, interesting enough, didn't flag. So this is the referee decision. And a yellow card as well is coming for Max Mittelstadt here. Another German in the book. I mean, it is a foul. It's just a bit naive, that from Max Mittelstadt. Ferran Torres was waiting for that type of challenge all day long, and to give him the joy and the satisfaction of that is pretty naive, to be honest. Puts Germany under unnecessary pressure. It means, actually, that's their 4th yellow card of the afternoon. 3 of those players that have been booked still on the field. Mittelstadt, Rudiger and Kroos. The only other one was David Raum, who actually Mittelstadt came on for. Ferran Torres, another substitute in the game, over this free kick that he's just won. He's already scored at the tournament, scored the winner against Albania in the group. He's going to set up a free kick here. Ferran Torres to lift it, to curl it, to try and catch the keeper out. Just about scrambled away that by Neuer. As Germany try and conjure up a counter, and that was very cynical by Torres, and he's going to get a booking for that. He's completely wrapped his arm and trailed Jamal Musiala back with incredible grip. Grabbed his hips and trailed him back like he was trying to do a samba dance with him. That gets him a booking. Ferran Torres. Needs must, though. Probably from Spain there, to deny Germany that counter. It's called taking one for the team, as they say. Here's Nico Williams. Back it comes to Morata, who's dropped a lot deeper in the second half, I'd have to say. I'll talk about that in a moment. Spain on on the move here. I have to say, I'll talk about it now. Morata's dropped more as a false 9, a deeper role from centre forward in the second half, because the wingers in Yamal and Nico Williams are a lot more prominent in the second half than they were in the first half. And that's Morata dropping deeper, the wingers coming more narrow, which is creating those gaps in those half spaces between the fullback and the centre-back. It's dragging the centre-backs wide, the fullbacks caught out, and it's leaving the gaps for Spain to play in between the lines. It's really fascinating that Morata's dropping deeper, and Olmo is kind of more of that focal point forward for Spain in the second half. Interesting. Jonathan Tah. Less than 15 minutes to go here in Stuttgart, and Germany have work to do. If they're going to keep that record, that 100% record of host quarterfinalists, progressing to the semi-finals alive, they're going to have to overcome Spain, something that no one's done yet. Spain have won all of their games, all 3 group games, and of course the round of 16, obviously. So no one has even drawn with them over 90 minutes. Although, here's a chance! Oh, it's at the post! Vates with a cross, and Fulkrug on the end of it, but it's banged off the post. Certainly a warning sign for Spain that Germany are pushing late on. And I've had a really good chance there. Fulkrug, the poacher in the box, almost coming up with the answers there for the Germans. Nice cross, feinted cross by Vates. No, low, hard, into the box. And Fulkrug stretching to reach it. In a tussle there with Nacho. Maybe just does enough, Nacho, to put him off. But it just curls onto the post. Simon was beaten. But the post denying Germany that chance at an equalizer. Another big opportunity. Not going in the host's favour. Certainly coming close. Wirtz, Havertz, Kroos, back to Rudiger. Comes all the way back. Well, this is the 4th meeting between these two sides at the European Championships. Spain have won 2 of those previous 3 meetings, 1984 and of course the 2008 final between the two. Germany winning in 1988. Although here's Florian Wirtz. Took too much time, Rodri, to clear it away. The indecision from Germany letting them down at the moment. They need to be clinical, crucial, and pinpoint in the final third. But at the moment, dawdling a bit when they get in the box or in and around the box on the ball, allowing Spain to recover. Well, Spain, in their last meeting between these two, also won by 1-0. Fernando Torres with the only goal of that game in the 2008 Euros final was the winner. It delivered European Championship status for Spain that time. Spain at this moment are making a double change. Alvaro Morata and Nico Williams coming off. So the front 3 that started the game for the final 12 minutes or so are all going to be off on the bench. And Morata giving his captain's armband to Rodri. They shared a bit of an embrace there before Morata will make way alongside Nico Williams as they try and get this job over the line. As Mikel Merino and Oyarzabal are on. So Merino and Oyarzabal, both Mikels, on for Spain, and Germany will respond with their old faithful. And Thomas Müller is going to come on, and Jonathan Tah is going to make way. So they'll sacrifice a defender for a midfielder, an attacking midfielder in Thomas Müller, and that's goal threat indeed. Old faithful Thomas Müller on the field for Germany in the latter stages of this one to try and rescue a result. That is wonderful footwork from Fabian Ruiz, and Spain are on the break here, threaded through the lines. Oyarzabal couldn't reach, although it's not fully cleared. Merino to keep it alive, although that one telegraphed far too much, and it goes out for the German throw-in. A second goal now for Spain would be the nail in the coffin. But at 1-0, it's in the balance. And here come Germany on the counter. Havertz couldn't find the ball through. Well closed down. It's going to be a nervy last 10. Here in Stuttgart, Fulkrug on the spin. Gives it to Jamal Musiala. Trying to weave his way through the box. And ends up seeing a shot go wide. Goal kick. Just seeing that goal again that could, and I kind of emphasise that, could be the winner in Dani Olmo. Classic Spain goal. Beautifully carved, beautifully finished, making it look so sweet and so cool, so calm, and so Spain in a way. There's a yellow card given out here. Quite a number of yellow cards given out. Keep Anthony Taylor up late this evening. All that work that he has to do. And it's Unai Simon, the Spanish keeper. You can take a guess as to what that's about. Time wasting, of course. And Unai Simon in the book. Well, that's not a great kick, so maybe that's not helped him. And Havertz to chip him! And he's missed it! Kai Havertz! Unai Simon almost gifting him an equaliser. Awful kick. He had one at the start of the game. Havertz to intercept. Beats past the defenders. Looks to just chip him. Simon was in no man's land. And Havertz, all he had to do was chip him. And it would have been 1-1. But he completely fluffs his lines. And sends it flying over the bar. For a goal kick. Another chance for Germany. Gone a-begging. How many chances are they going to want? You need to be efficient. You need to be clinical. Especially at this stage of a tournament. Germany a bit untidy in their play. Give it away. And the foul there on Rodri by Thomas Müller. Gets Spain the free kick. 7 minutes to go, plus additional time. Fabian Ruiz. Cucurella. Linking up with Oyarzabal. On the left, Olmo. Around the corner to Mikel Oyarzabal. Nice work back to Olmo. Spain, although it's tentative moments, they don't look tentative in their play. Very cool in their play. Here's Ruiz. And that one goes sailing over the bar. He saw the space open up and saw his name up in lights, but those lights, the part of those lights were cut pretty quickly when that ball was sent well over the bar. Someone got the bulldozer out. Throw in for Germany. Right hand side. Clock ticks down as we could be witnessing the hosts in their final minutes of their home tournament. Or will they have an inspired comeback? Will they give one last fight for the cause? Is there that extra little percentage of energy left in them? As Fulkrug wins them a free kick, that could be the moment. Carvajal, just a bit of a shove there. It's not necessary, but Carvajal maybe putting his team under a bit of pressure here. They have a free kick to defend. It is about 29 yards on the 29-yard line. Not that that's a line, but from the official goal line, it's 29 yards out in a straight line, if that matters. Free kick anyway. Chris says, it's amazing how both teams attack. It is. End-to-end stuff indeed. 5 minutes to go now, plus the additional time. And again, the referee sorting out one or two tussles in and around the edge of the box. This could be a moment. Toni Kroos delayed that one. And he will have to delay again because the referee has just paused the free kick and asking Toni Kroos to take it again. So he blew his whistle there. Hendrik, the one furious with that. Not that he can complain. So free kick, second chance for Kroos. Nail-biting moments for the German fans. Kroos with a delivery. The header is down. And again palmed away by Unai Simon. Havertz was there. But Simon was well matched in that challenge. Havertz headed it down. It bounced up and was palmed away and behind by Unai Simon. Another huge moment in the game that once again goes the way of Spain. And they get the goal kick out of it because, or the free kick out of it, because there was a foul in the box in the process. So free kick was going Spain's way anyway. So Yathabal shoved to the floor, but the referee says no foul as Germany might be conjuring up a comeback. Here is Havertz down the right hand side, body flooding into the box. Havertz with a cross. Carvajal heads it behind. Fulkrug was certainly threatening. Corner for Germany. Certainly nervy moments on the edge. It's their time. Kroos for another set piece. Everybody, almost every player in the pitch is around that 6-yard box as the corner comes short. Flick back to Kroos. Kroos with a cut back. Musiala cuts it back. The shot cleared away by Mittelstadt. Or cleared away from the Mittelstadt shot, sorry, by Spain. Again, Luis de la Fuente on the sidelines. Certainly not the calmest man in the building. But he will kind of hope that his side can continue with how they've defended so far. Oh, here's a chance for Musiala. In the box again. Well charged down. And the cut back for Musiala was intercepted. Spain trying to counter themselves, but Neuer will usher that one out for the throw-in, which he takes himself. Not often you see a goalkeeper taking a throw-in. That's how desperate Germany are. 2 minutes of normal time. The urgency at its highest for the hosts, as it has to be. Rudiger with a cross in. Chested down by Havertz, but couldn't do much more with it. Germany keep it alive though. Mittelstadt with a deep cross to the back post. Headed back into the mix, and it's found a way in. Florian Wirtz to level things for the hosts. Germany are back on level terms. Game over was the call, but not when Florian Wirtz is around. Because it's 1-1. And the hosts have fought back and got back into the game. The air of urgency. And finally, the finishing touch. Wonderfully delivered by Florian Wirtz. The relentless nature of those crosses from Germany. Their potency, their pressure, their poignancy in the final third. They kept it alive. The header into the mix at the back post was vital by... I'm trying to see who that was. Anyway, the header back into the mix. It was Joshua Kimmich. Heads it back down and Wirtz there to send it in off the inside of the left post and to get Germany back on terms. Huge, huge moment in Stuttgart. The fight of the hosts duly delivered. 1-1. And there's still time to find a winner if that's on the cards for either of the two now. It'll be a straight battle. 4 minutes of added time. If you want to deny yourself another 30, you want to have to win it here. Well, Germany might just have that advantage, although Spain have had their moments. Well, you knew it was never going to be a simple task. It was never going to be as easy as a simple goal that would deliver it. There was always going to be a twist in the tail. And maybe Florian Wirtz has delivered that, as Ferran Torres tried to go himself, but ended up running out of room for Spain. And that could deflate Spain beyond belief, but it could inflate Germany beyond belief. That could be a massive swing. It's a wonderful finish by Florian Wirtz. That's what passion brings. fabulous moment for Germany. The host nation fighting to the death for every single second. Spain coming back at them. Want to win it all over again. Here's Ruiz. Oh, Yathibal couldn't just reach. Cleared away in the box. As Germany trying to conjure up a counter. His body's on the floor. As Spain keep it alive. Rodri. Marino. Now Yathibal. Skip past the challenger. Yathibal beaten to the floor. Referee says play on. So now there was a late challenge there, which will get Germany the free kick. Toni Kroos. That one got the foul. I think there might have been a free kick in there. I think Oyarzabal had a claim. He's kind of pushed over by Toni Kroos there. Could have had a claim of a foul on the edge of the box there for Spain, but nonetheless, it's gone the other way. 2 of the 4 added minutes to go. Another 30 could be on the way. Flicked round the corner from Müller. Cleared away, but Müller battling back, and the ball did evade Wirtz, and Simon gathers. Remember, as I said, and as you know, in the knockout stages of the European Championships, if the game is level after 90 minutes, or what will be the case 94 minutes here, extra time and penalties will be used to decide the winner, as is often accustomed. Although here's Ferran Torres making the run, and ultimately giving away the foul on Andrick there. Free kick to Germany. Last minutes of the normal time. As added time could be on the, or extra time, sorry, could be on the horizon. This could be wonderful moment. Wonderful evening for Germany. When it looked so bleak at certain times, it could have just swung back in their favour. Although, obviously, the game's still level. 30 seconds of the 94 to go as the ball comes in. Oh, just evaded full crook of the back post. That would have been close. Still believe that they can win it outright here, Germany. Another cross into the box, flicked on just wide by Thomas Müller. Another nearly moment. Spain have to be. They have to be on the edge now of their seats, because I certainly am. The 4 minutes up, and that's it. Normal time up, 30 more to come. Extra time will be needed to decide the winner. Spain, who'd taken the lead at the start of the second half, thought they were cruising their way through and just doing the business to see it out. But Germany and Florian Wirtz had other plans. They had a different script to what La Roja had. And it's level after 90. Extra time on the way in just a moment. Do stay with us here in LFS. Welcome back to Euro 2024 Live. While we have this break in play, of course, we're heading to extra time. After the 90 minutes, there was nothing to separate Spain and Germany. In the end, 1-1. the scoreline after the 90. Let's just, while we have this brick and play, as I was saying, just show you the bracket as it stands. Of course, the first of the quarterfinals. So the winner of this one will play the winner of our later game between Portugal and France, and the winner between Netherlands-Turkey will play the winner of England-Switzerland, of course. So that's the way we set up in terms of the bracket at this moment. But it is really hotting up in Stuttgart. Not the weather, but the frantic nature of this game. We could be heading to penalties. That's a possibility now. But extra time, a certainty. Another 30 minutes, 15 each half, to possibly decide the winner. Only one game has been settled in extra time so far in the tournament. That was England's 2-1 win over Slovakia in extra time to progress. And only one game has gone to a penalty shootout, which was Portugal's game against Slovenia that ended 0-0 after 120 minutes, and Portugal emerged victorious on penalty kicks. So we could have either one of those two combinations to come for us a bit later on. We will have at least one of them to come a bit later on to decide the winner, whether it be Spain or Germany, but nothing to split them at this moment in time. Still another 30 minutes to decide who could be the winner. It's anybody's guess, really. And that's as simple as that. We're going to reopen the poll. We closed the poll of who will make to the semi-final just before, about 10 minutes before full time. And Spain were winning the poll, of course, at that time because they were winning in the game. But who will progress as the winners of this game? So we're putting that poll out. So do vote on that poll in the chat. Who, at this moment in time, heading into extra time, do you feel will emerge victorious? Do get those votes in the chat, in the poll in the chat, and we will sort that out for you and certainly deliver that to you a bit later on. Don't forget as well, in about an hour's time, we will be watching Portugal against France, another blockbuster of a game. But of course, we will bring this game to an end before that comes about. So we will have full result here before we head to Hamburg to watch Portugal-France. And if we go the full length, even if we don't go the full length, stay on this stream. And once this game concludes, we'll hand you straight over to Portugal-France, that stream, ready for the build-up there and ready for that one to get underway. We're almost ready to get underway for the first half of extra time here in Stuttgart on a knife edge. This quarter-final, the first of our 4 quarter-finals we'll have live here on LFS, as you can see down the left-hand side of your screen. 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and this one certainly giving us a nervy start, but a very intriguing and interesting and exciting start to the last 8s so far. We are underway for the extra time. Chris says I nearly fell off my seat at that last chance. I mean, on the edge of my seat is an understatement for that one. I was almost off my seat with how dramatic that ending to the game, to the 90 minutes was anyway. At this moment, it's anybody's guess as to who's going to win this now. I mean, it could be decided on a flip of a coin. It's that close. And that's what makes it so intriguing, so interesting going in the extra time, that it could come down to one mistake, one moment, one bit of magic, which both sides are very capable of. Another point to make, both sides get an extra substitute for the second for extra time. Spain had already made all 5 of their substitutes alongside Germany, so both will have the chance to make one extra, and Germany did make that one before extra time. We'll tell you about that in a moment, because here's Florian Wirtz breaking forward, looks to square it across, and that was guided behind by Nacho. That was Thomas Müller that was threatening. Kai Havertz had made way just before extra time, and Valdemar Anton is on in his place. So Valdemar Anton replacing Kai Havertz for Germany. Julian Nagelsmann wanting some fresh legs, so he's using that extra substitute that sides get when you get to extra time, and he used it at the first point of allowance. Corner for Germany then, left hand side. We've just into extra time. Spain have a player on the floor, so another delay to another set piece. And Carvajal was the one that went down. Valdemar Anton, the one in his way. Kroos with a corner. Lifted into the box. And then easily gathered by Unai Simon, who tries to roll it out to the on-running Marino, but given away as Germany come forward now. Musiala. Wirtz. Bodies in the box. Florian Wirtz. Can't find a path to them just yet. Back to Musiala. Early cross whipped in. All the way through that one. Cucurella had to clear at the back post. It travelled, but the flag was up against anyone in there in German colours, and that one was against Niklas Füllkrug, who was offside. One thing for Spain, they are actually unbeaten in the last 4 major tournament matches against Germany. They won 2 and drew 2, with those games producing just a total of 6 goals in that time. We've got 2 tonight. Spain want to keep that unbeaten record against Germany in tournament finals ongoing, as Cucurella goes down, gets a free kick. And a yellow card as well, heading the way of, at the moment, could be the rescuer for Germany and Florian Wirtz in the book. As Olmo takes the free kick short. Back it comes from Laporte to Unai Simon. Chipped forward, flicked on by Ruiz, chested down nicely by Oyarzabal. Marino, now Olmo, trying to feed it in between the lines, and Oyarzabal made the run, but it got nowhere near him, as it was all the way through for a goal kick for Germany. Tried to thread it through nicely, but Oyarzabal just couldn't get there in time. Oh, here comes Spain again. Oyarzabal had the shot easily charged down as it's cleared away. Spain come back at them. Rodri. Laporte. Cucurella. Time is of the essence. Got a long extra time to go. 25 minutes of it to go, but you want to give yourself a bit of joy in extra time. And Spain need a bit of energy. And a bit of extra to this as Wirtz again giving away a free kick. Rodri this time, the one that was fouled. Ruiz to Nacho. As Carvajal goes all the way back to his keeper, calling for calm. Well, Germany are unbeaten in their last 8 games against La Roja on home turf. They haven't lost against them since their first meeting on German soil back in 1935. Germany have won 5 of those last 8 meetings in Germany. Drawn 3. Ball fed through to Dani Carvajal. In the box, took the lift it in. Away by Rudiger. Back out it comes to Ruiz, who will recycle for Spain once again. Seems like Spain are trying to build up a head of steam. Rodri, Carvajal. Here's Marino. Finds Olmo. Off the left. Olmo steps in. Fail. Had the shot blocked. Rodri. Back it comes again. Olmo, who scored the only goal of the game for Spain. Gave them the lead after just 51 minutes. A lead which they held for practically all the vast majority of the second half. By the 6 minutes at the start of the half and the last 2 minutes of normal time when Germany equalised. Olmo was forcing it through there but closed down well. Cucurella. Olmo again. It's Germany doing a bit of defending now. Maybe just consolidating what they have for the moment. Keep those votes coming in the chat on who you think will progress. Close that poll in the near future, obviously. Laporte trying to maraude forward, but ultimately giving the ball away and not getting anything out of it. Wanted a free kick, but Germany come away with the ball cleanly, says the referee. Wirtz down the line to Müller. Well closed out by Kukurea. Will be a German throw, of which Müller takes quickly. Wirtz continued his run. Wirtz with a cut back into the box, away from Füllkrug's reach. As Spain clear their lines. Ruiz ends up on the floor, and the referee's just going to have to stop the game for a moment. Both players are player from each team is down. It's Toni Kroos and Ruiz that are down at the moment. It was Andrik that ended up committing the challenge. Kroos has gone down for some reason for the moment. Well, these two did play in the World Cup against each other. The 2022 World Cup. They played at a 1-1 draw on that occasion, but that was in the group stages, so therefore it ended a draw. Alvaro Morata opened the scoring for Spain again, but a late equalizer from Nicolas Füllkrug levelled the game. Almost identical. The only thing that was different was the players that scored, but almost identical kind of to the run of the 90 minutes in this game. Spain taking the lead and Germany equalising later on. 8.5 minutes of extra time gone, so we're over halfway in the first half of extra time here in Stuttgart. It is still Spain 1, Germany 1. You're watching LFS with me, Kevin Ferris, for the live watch-along commentary of this first of 4 quarter-finals from the European Championships. Rudiger. Back it goes to Neuer. Andrik. Milestadt. Around the corner to Musiala. Closed off, but the referee's going to pull it back for a handball against Dani Carvajal. And Carvajal in the book. Which means it's inadvertent, but it is handball. And a yellow card for Dani Carvajal means that he, if Spain were to be victorious, he would not be involved in that game. He would join Robin Lenormand on that matter. So Spain, 2 of their starting back 4, if they were to progress to the semi-finals, would not be involved in that that semi-final. We're over 100 minutes now, into the 101st minute. 10th minute of extra time as Germany come forward, get to the byline. Simon with the grasp, and it's not cleared away by Spain. Not convincing anyway, as Andrik hoofs over the bar. A wonderful ball down the left. The run in between the lines, and just the pass beautifully weighted. The cut back from the byline. Unlucky from Germany there. Simon gets in the way, as he has done multiple times this afternoon. Got in the way. That's his job, obviously, but he's done it well. To that occasion, had to. That was his 5th save of the afternoon for Unai Simon, the Spanish keeper. We do have a stoppage here for the moment. Fabian Ruiz was receiving a bit of treatment, so we'll see what that's about. At the moment, seems to be okay. Remember, Spain do have that extra substitute if they need it. You get the extra substitute for extra time. They already used all 5 of their substitutes in normal time, so they have the 1 extra. Germany have already used that, and Fabian Ruiz is going to be coming off. And coming on will be Joshlu, who made a bold statement, maybe a bit tongue-in-cheek, in the week before the game, and he said he wanted to end Toni Kroos's career in this game. Of course, if Germany were to go out, it would be the end of Toni Kroos's career, as he will be retiring after the tournament. But tongue-in-cheek from Joshlu, the Real Madrid centre-forward. Of course, Real Madrid teammates Kroos and Joshlu at the most recent campaigns, so that's why I say it was maybe a bit tongue-in-cheek, that comment. But he's on to try and add to this attacking threat from Spain. And to their quality in the final third, as Andrik felt it was fouled there, but the referee not seeing it that way. Luis de la Fuente agrees. The Spanish head coach. Spain get the throw in. Just over 2 minutes of the first half of extra time to go. Still Spain 1, Germany 1. Dani Olmo's goal giving Spain the lead. The start of the second half before Florian Wirtz's equalizer brought us to extra time in the 89th minute from Wirtz. Here's Spain, and the shot from distance was just gone wide from Oyarzabal. Not a bad effort from distance there from Mikel Oyarzabal. 24 yards of a distance. Hit it with his left foot. Was just bounced as it got close to Neuer, but it was always bouncing wide and not too far away. It certainly had Manuel Neuer worried. Ultimately didn't have to be, but it did have him worried. He goes long, Neuer from the goal kick. Germany win the header through Füllkrug, but Spain win the possession through Laporte. Simon, who will follow his opposite number and go long. Maybe the call for that, although Spain surrender possession by going long. Germany have it at the back with Mittelstadt, Musiala, now Andrik. Musiala. Down the line it goes. Müller. Mittelstadt. Müller again, back to Mittelstadt. Moving it with a bit more verve at the moment, Germany. A bit more zip in their passing. Rudiger again tried to break down the right, but well closely followed by Joshlu. Their two teammates, Rudiger and Joshlu, both Real Madrid players. The ball comes all the way back for Germany. Anton. 1 added minute at the end of the first half of extra time. I mean, not that's really necessary, but here come Germany with that chance to cut back. Wirtz! Oh, just wide. Agonizingly close from Florian Wirtz. A whisker wide, if that. Really good move down the left-hand side. The cutback, I think it was Müller that made the cutback. And striding onto it was Florian Wirtz, but the effort was always curling away from goal. Just agonizingly wide for Germany. The man who really would kind of cement himself as a hero if he was to get a second goal in this one to complete the comeback. Just a couple of seconds of this first half of extra time. Still 1-1. Still anybody's guess, as the referee does curtail that first half of extra time. And another 15 minutes to come before maybe the necessary penalty shootout. Seems to be the most popular option when matches go to extra time, but in the tournament so far, 2 games have gone to extra time. 1 has finished after extra time, and 1 has gone to a penalty shootout. We will see what will happen in the second half of extra time, which is on the way in just a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024 Live. The second half of extra time between Spain and Germany is on the way in just a moment, as the players just rehydrating themselves for the moment, taking a breath and figuring out what the next 15 minutes could hold. Whether there is a winner in it, or will they just see it out for penalties. We'll see a lot of sides be more tentative and more reserved in extra time, not wanting to lose the game in extra time, but not many want to go and win it in extra time. But it looks like these two sides don't show no fear at the moment, and that might be just necessary. It might be just key in delivering us a winning goal, although not a certainty. Penalties, I would still claim, would probably be the most realistic outcome, but what do I know? We'll find out. 15 more minutes to come. Could fatigue play a part, of course? That could be a massive factor in the latter stages of this, when we saw 41-year-old Pepe play almost 120 minutes for Portugal in extra time. Almost gifted the opposition a chance in that one, so fatigue will play a part. Will it play a pivotal part in this game? As we're back underway for the second half of extra time. 15 more minutes before the necessary need of a penalty shootout to decide the winner. It's been very little between them all the way through the game. Both creating wonderful moments, wonderful goals. But neither side sustaining pressure, possession, or control of the game. It's ebbed and flowed. It's been stop-start all the way through. Because who can have that crucial last moment chance? Germany! Musiala had the shot. It's cleared away. Germany incensed. They want a penalty, but the referee clear, and he doesn't want to give it. Doesn't feel that it was handball. Ooh. It does hit the hand of Marc Cucurella here. I've seen them given, but I don't know if it should be given. And I think VAR have agreed with the on-field decision. They have. So no penalty. Play on. Won't stop Germany in their tracks, though. Here's Müller. Andrik round the corner finds Musiala on the left. Musiala! Cross straight into the hands of Unai Simon. An energetic start to the second half of extra time there from Germany. And almost had a penalty shout. Personally, I feel that it wasn't. Maybe a bit harsh. I've seen them given. But we see that his hand was going back to try and go behind his back from Marc Cucurella. It was slightly outstretched. It does hit his hand. But he was in the motion of trying to put it behind his back. So maybe a bit of leniency from the referee there. It would have been very harsh if that were to be given, I would, in my opinion. But the referee clearly feeling the same way, that it wasn't enough. Marino. Cucurella. Here's as Spain come forward, and the ball in behind there, hooked away by Rudiger for a corner. It's in between the lines. It was Olmo played it through to Marino, and Marino looked to feed it across for Joslu, but well cleared behind by Rudiger. He's been on a yellow card for a long time, Antonio Rudiger, since the 13th minute, but has measured that well. Torres to deliver the corner. Deep. Headed back into the mix, but well dealt with by Germany as Musiala tries to come away with it. And here's Wirtz on the break. Florian Wirtz as Spain try and conjure up to get bodies back. Wirtz still going. Lays it off now to Füllkrug. Füllkrug, who hit that one well wide. That was going nowhere, to testing Unai Simon. Great solo run by Florian Wirtz. No one wanted to dive in for a challenge. And ultimately it laid off to Füllkrug, and Füllkrug sent it flying into the stands behind the goal. Completely toe-poked it. Didn't get a clean connection on it. whatsoever. There, Nicholas Füllkrug comes to nothing. Certainly that feeling that there could be a late goal, there could be a winner in extra time. Just get that sense that both sides want to win it in extra time. Just get that feeling that they're not afraid to attack. Both sides have a kind of unwavering kind of ballsiness in a sense, shall we say. As Neuer kicks long. Bouncing ball. Ultimately Germany get the benefit of because they get the free kick. And another yellow card coming out. Müller, that was the one brought down against Rodri. And Rodri in the book. Rodri, who already got a suspension in the tournament. That's his third yellow card of the tournament. He got a yellow card in both of his first two group games and was suspended for the following game. Musiala. Right to Müller. Müller with a deep cross. All the way through though. No one chasing it at the far end for Germany. As Cucurella gets absolutely clattered there. And he's on the floor in a bit of pain. Joshua Kimmich, the one that was colliding with him. It's a bit unnecessary, really. Now, Merkel Laporte's just asking the question, maybe a yellow card, I think. Maybe that's the question. I mean, he probably has the right to go for the ball, Joshua Kimmich. Cucurella didn't command it, but it was a bit... to be fair, he does win the ball, but maybe it's just a follow-through that gets Joshua Kimmich giving away that free kick. I don't think there's really much wrong with that challenge. Cucurella didn't want to make a definitive decision. Just delayed. Didn't want to make a clean challenge on the ball. That'll all help Germany in fueling their support. Remember, there's only a slight pocket of red inside this stadium in support of Spain. It's almost exclusively in white. But will Spain emerge victorious despite that? Oyarzabal, Olmo, through the lines, Marino. Well closed down and ultimately trying to set up a German counter. Just about kept away by Carvajal. Oyarzabal out to the right hand side for Ferran Torres to deliver deep. Torres headed away by Rudiger. And Kimmich to follow up. Wirtz to bring it down and to win the throw in off Marc Cucurella. Incredible work ethic there from Wirtz there. Ultimately the counter that they tried to go quickly on Germany didn't work out. Spain get the ball back again. Rodri is a player down, but Spain don't have to stop the game. They can continue playing. Oyarzabal playing it through. Chicken the strike was well wide from Oyarzabal. That's team effort as Toni Kroos is down. I'm questioning as to what that is all about. Doesn't have to stop the game. The referee's not obligated to stop it, and Spain don't have to stop the ball. Unless it's a head injury, they don't have to stop play. So Germany can have no complaints about that. He went down of his own volition there, Toni Kroos. And he's going to receive treatment for the moment. Remember, Germany I don't think can make any changes. If we talk... No, they can't. They've made 6 in total. Both sides have made all the substitutions. So these will be the teams that will have to go to the end. And just 7.5 minutes of extra time to go. I think the referee pulled out another yellow card there a moment ago. Not completely sure about that, but might have got a glimpse. Maybe he was just writing something in his book, but looked like something. But my goodness me, it's getting nervy. It's getting tight. It's getting certainly to the moment where it could be most certainly on the edge. Just seeing that handball incident a bit earlier on, Germany were absolutely incensed, and I can see why, but I understand why the referee didn't give the penalty. And to be honest, I've been one of the critics of the English referees, their English officials at this tournament so far, because when everybody else has been getting everything right, they've been seemingly the ones that have been kind of stuttering in a sense. But today, Anthony Taylor has refereed this one to a T. A very difficult game to referee. He's had to put out the yellow card quite a number of times. Not to the record of Czechia and Turkey's game, but quite a number of times he's had to kind of keep control of the game, and I think he's measured that really, really well. Officiated it perfectly so far, although probably the German fans will not agree. Carvajal playing it across midfield. Rodri just about keeping it alive as it comes down the left-hand side now for Spain. Trying to eke out something. Lay it on. Dani Olmo. Closed down again. Cucurella. Olmo with a slight touch. Keeps the advantage. Referee plays on. Try to nip it into the box, but away it goes from Germany as Rodri wins it back again with a header. Brought down by Olmo on the left. Marino. Olmo. Can't find a way through into the box at the moment, Spain. Well closed out as Olmo taken out there, but the referee said he was not fouled. It's Germany all the way back with their keeper. Oh, goes long. Comes to nothing as it comes all the way back to Unai Simon. 5 minutes of extra time to go before the inevitable need of penalties to decide the winner. The ultimate decider. It's not too far away, although the referee's just going to stop the game for the moment as there is a Spanish player down. The ball was in the hands of the German keeper, so there's a difference in that, and he has just stopped the game for the moment just to check upon the welfare of the Spanish player. I think it was Dani Carvajal, was it? No, it wasn't. It was Nacho. He just got nudged in the back by Florian Wirtz. I mean, there's not much in it, but certainly painful enough to send Nacho to the ground. Maybe he went down a bit weak there. Did Nacho. Well, Germany, we talked about it coming into the tournament, unbeaten in 2024. 4 games at the tournament. Oh, Unai Simon was involved there. Nicholas Füllkrug again. He just got back underway, and Kimmich with a whip ball in, and just as I thought Nacho had that covered, Füllkrug nicks in ahead of him, and he just dives his head towards the ball, and it had to be saved by Unai Simon. That's a big save for Spain. It could come down to big saves. I could see who's going to go through. Nacho's down again. Well, similar to Germany, they can't make another change, Spain. They've got no more substitutions left. Whether he likes it or not, you probably just have to fight through for another 3 minutes or so. As I was saying, Germany unbeaten in 2024, including all 4 games at this tournament, and 4 games in the build-up to this tournament, including wins over France and the Netherlands in that run-in before coming into this tournament. Spain on the same footing. They have lost just once in 2024. That was the first game of 2024 in March. Since then, they've won all 7 of... they've unbeaten in all 7 of their games. They've won 6 of their 7 games since that point. Scored 5 goals in 2 of those. Both warm-up games into the Euros. They scored 5. Both sides have records galore that they don't want to lose, but one will certainly lose them by the end of this afternoon. Don't forget as well, we have another game on the way for you. Not long after this one, Portugal against France. Kick-off 8 o'clock from Hamburg. It's about 30 minutes away, kick-off there, so we'll have a swift end to this one. And we'll hand you straight over to that game. very, very shortly. Carvajal, flicked on by Yoshlu. Yoshlu again. A bit of head tennis going on around from both teams at the moment, as it's brought down eventually by Oyarzabal. Torres, just over a minute of extra time to go. Carvajal to spin it across the field. Cucurella, right to the left it comes. Olmo looking for the left end of the box. Marino, it's in! Mikel Merino! Germany have got all the way back into the game, and Spain have got a late winner. And they will be heading through. Germany had the late goal in normal time, but it's Spain that have the last say in extra time. And heartbreak for the hosts, who will be heading out. Goodness me. Dramatic endings in Stuttgart. Mikel Merino, an unlikely goal scorer, causing heartache and pain for all those in white inside the stadium. He celebrates with pure passion at the corner flag. What that could mean. What a delivery by Olmo. And the fantastic head of the acrobatic jump into the air. And Manuel Neuer, rooted to the spot, could not do anything about it as it dropped into his nets. And all he could do was watch as Spain retake the lead in the 119th minute of extra time. What an incredible way to win it, but what an awful way to lose it. We said Toni Kroos, his career was on the line. Well, his career will be coming to a devastating end. I mean, it's all within reason, it's all within perspective. But that is not the way you want to be ending your tournament. 3 added minutes to the end of the 120, so maybe we haven't had the final say yet, but there'll be some response if they were to get at Germany. They've come back once, they might be able to do it again, although as unlikely as that is. Wow. Dramatic moments in the late stages in Stuttgart. But it's not over till it's over. 2 of the 3 added minutes in extra time to go. And it's Spain that lead, but Germany will not give up until that final whistle is blown. They will not go down without a fight. Nor should they either, as Andrich delivers into the box. Flicked on. Musiala trying to control. Spain can't get it away. And it's blocked eventually by Laporte. Still not cleared away. As Oyarzabal hooks it up the field eventually. It's a real scramble for a moment there for Spain, as they will have the combination. And Ferran Torres is in one-on-one with the keeper. Flag stayed down. Torres couldn't find the finish. Awful. In the end, tried to flick it past Neuer. The flag did stay down. 1 minute to go. That really would have been the nail in the coffin if that had to find the way into the net from Torres there. But it's all hands on deck for the hosts, for to deny them an unwanted record. As Spain just taking their time, they will run to the flag now. Dani Olmo, he's got no one with him, and he's not going to run to the flag, and he tried to run through to add to the advantage, but he's given the ball away, and maybe there is just one last attack for Germany. Florian Wirtz was their hero at the end of normal time. Can he do the same in extra time? Has to go back though to Kroos. Lots of bodies up. Müller to chip it into the box. Flicked on by Füllkrug, and it's wide. That was their moment. That was their chance. And agonisingly wide again. And you wouldn't want anyone else but Nicholas Füllkrug to be in that position at this moment in time on his current form. But he just couldn't convert it. And the 3 minutes of extra time, added time and extra time are up. And it's now to referee Anthony Taylor's decision as to how long extra there will be to the end of this until the inevitable comes true. What an incredible quarter-final we have witnessed, and we've still got 3 more to come. Probably the closest in terms of quality between 2 teams at this tournament. It's the last kick from Unai Simon, and it's going to be a Spain free kick, but the referee's still playing. And Spain have a free kick. We've now surpassed 4 minutes on to the end of the 120. Surely this should be this. Shouldn't be any more in it. The Spanish players on the bench certainly believe so. They're starting to celebrate. Luis de la Fuente still not showing a smirk at the moment. I'm sure he will when the final whistle does go. But for the moment, he's not letting anything, giving anything away. This is it. Last moment, the free kick's been taken. They're going to run to the corner flag now. Actually, the flag's gone up for offside. The referee is still playing, as we're now 2 minutes over the added time and extra time. 125th minute. Here's Musiala trying to come forward. Carvajal brings him down, and it's going to be a second yellow for Dani Carvajal. So a red card as well to go into the mix. I mean, at this rate, give over. Dani Carvajal, he trailed Musiala down. There's no doubt it's the second yellow card. There's no arguing for Dani Carvajal. He was already missing the semi-final anyway, through a suspension for accumulation of yellow cards. So Carvajal off. So one less Spaniard on the field for the last few seconds. He trudges his way off. He's not in a hurry, like. And one last free kick for Germany. And this, for Toni Kroos, is do or die. A goal that could keep his career alive for at least a penalty shootout longer. But that comes to nothing. And that's it! Spain have done it! The late equaliser from Germany probably swung it in their favour, although we felt at the time. But Spain kept it alive. They kept the game in the balance, and they had the last say. Mikel Merino, with the eventual winner in extra time, sees the hosts eliminated. The first host nation in a quarter-final of a European Championships to be eliminated. 4 previous times the hosts have progressed. Germany, an unwanted record. Toni Kroos' career comes to a disappointing end, really. But ultimately, a wonderful career anyway. Will certainly not bring that into question. But Spain, their fighting spirit, ends up being the headline in the end. Ultimately, the crowd were against them in the stadium. The odds were against them when Germany equalised in normal time through Florian Wirtz. But ultimately, the football was not against them. And Mikel Merino's goal sends Spain into the Final Four. Julian Nagelsmann, the youngest head coach at the European Championships, will certainly learn a lot for his national side from this. But how devastating it will be for those home fans that their team and their country, who are the hosts, are no more in the European Championships. Quarter-final exit for the first time for a host nation at a European Championships. Final score after about 128 minutes of this game in Stuttgart. It is Spain 2, Germany 1. The hosts are out, and Spain are into the semi-finals. Goodness me. That's it for our first game. And if you want more's on the way. Portugal against France in literally about 20 minutes time will be kick-off in Hamburg. Well, what's that one? If it's anything like this, if it's even half as entertaining, it will be a blockbuster. Join us for that. Thanks for your company for this one. And we'll see you for the next one very shortly.